closest friends, Commander Davis. She senses something is wrong. He's evasive, not willing to share details, but his tone confirms her worst fears. This mission is different, more dangerous than any before. Emily's grief turns into determination. She needs to do something, anything, to bring Jake back. As Jake's team prepares to move out, they discover a hidden cache of weapons and supplies, a rare stroke of luck. But their relief is short-lived when they hear the distant rumble of vehicles. The enemy is closing in, and they have no choice but to keep moving. The journey to the extraction point becomes a desperate race against time, with Jake pushing his team to their limits. The terrain becomes increasingly treacherous, with narrow passes and steep cliffs. As they navigate through a ravine, they are ambushed yet again. A firefight breaks out, chaotic and brutal. Jake's instincts kick in, but he's struck by a bullet, and for a moment, everything goes dark. When Jake comes to, he's being dragged by his second-in-command, Chief Petty Officer Cole Grizzly Turner. The rest of the team is in a defensive position, barely holding off the attackers. Jake, bleeding but conscious, orders them to fall back. They manage to escape, but they're down to half their original number. The weight of losing more of his men he considers family, threatens to break Jake's resolve, but he knows he can't falter now. The extraction point is just over the next ridge, but it feels like an eternity away. The team moves as fast as they can, with Jake struggling to keep up due to his injury. As they approach the final stretch, they see the helicopter in the distance, but it's under heavy fire. The pilot signals that they have only minutes before they'll be forced to leave. Jake and his team make a final push, sprinting towards the chopper as bullets fly around them. Just as they reach the clearing, the enemy emerges from the tree line, launching a full assault. The team fights back with everything they have, but it's clear they're outnumbered and outgunned. In the chaos, Jake sees an opportunity. If he stays behind and creates a diversion, the rest of the team might have a chance to escape. It's a suicidal move, but it's the only option. He orders his men to get on the chopper and cover him, knowing full well that they won't want to leave him behind. But his tone is final, and they reluctantly obey, their eyes filled with a mixture of respect and sorrow. As Jake holds the line, laying down suppressive fire, he watches the helicopter take off, the wind from the rotors whipping up dust and debris. His thoughts drift to Emily, the promise he made, and the child he might never meet. A sense of peace washes over him. He's done his duty, protected his men, and kept his word to himself, if not to his wife. The story cuts back to Emily, who's standing by the window, her hand resting on her belly, staring out at the night sky. She feels a strange connection to Jake at that moment, as if she knows he's thinking of her. A single tear rolls down her cheek, but she quickly wipes it away, refusing to give in to despair. Meanwhile, on the ground, the enemy closes in on Jake. He takes a deep breath, prepares for the inevitable, and the scene fades to black as the sound of gunfire echoes into silence. Jake stands alone in the clearing, surrounded by the bodies of fallen enemies and comrades alike. The helicopter carrying his remaining team members disappears into the horizon, leaving behind a trail of dust and echoes of battle. Blood trickles down Jake's side, his vision blurring as the pain from his wounds intensified. But his grip on his rifle remains steady. He's determined to hold the line for as long as he can. As the dust settles, Jake hears the distant roar of more enemy vehicles approaching. He knows this is the end.